So one of the first clients I ever got told me this, and it totally shattered my ego. When I was first starting my business, I was on this sales call, and it was kind of like a long sales process. We were on like the third, fourth call of talking to this client. And this client told me something that has stuck with me for so long. And this one lesson probably taught me the most in business. So I'm going to share with you the story about this specific lesson, and this has to do with sales that I learned during this sales opportunity, during this experience. So let's jump into it. So pretty much I was on the sales call with this guy, and I called this guy up fully cold. I knew he had a business. At the time I was helping gyms. Call this guy up, cold call. Hey, I knew him through kind of a mutual connection. So called him up. Hey, he was a part of like a community that I was a part of, and I had his phone number. So I called him up, got him on a sales call. Hey man, how you doing? It's Ashton. I see you have a gym. Potentially, are you open to jumping on a call? I can walk you through a process that I'm doing with a few other gyms that's netting, 30 to 40% increase in leads. XYZ, 1, 2, 3, XYZ. Sure, yeah, I'd love to jump on a meeting. When can you jump on a meeting? So whatever, we jumped on a meeting. First call, didn't know anything about sales. Jumped on the call, just asked a few questions. I had like a basic script. I watched maybe a few YouTube videos, Jordan Belfort, Grant Cardone, whatever. I knew you had to kind of like qualify them and then make your presentation. So I asked them a few questions. Yeah, what got you into this? Why are you in this, etc. And then I said, hey, this is what I do. And I kind of jumped into it. And then they said, yeah, just shoot me an email and let me think about it, right? So pretty much what happened is I was like, yeah, sure, go ahead, think about it. And they were talking about how they want their partner, their spouse on the call because the spouse also owns the gym with them as well. So I'm like, okay, sure, let's schedule a meeting with your spouse. So whatever. Meeting number 2, we both get on a meeting. So it's me and then the spouse and the person, right? And it's the 3 of us on a meeting. I'm asking him questions. I'm running him through everything. I'm running her through everything. It's kind of like we're going kind of 3-way. We're going back and forth, etc. And everything checks out, but they also kind of want to think about it. They want to see what's going on. They're looking at other solutions, etc. And at the time, I'm like, sure. Yeah, no worries, no worries. Pretty much, they got moved on to the 3rd meeting. So I'm like, okay, whatever. 3rd meeting. Scheduled the 3rd meeting. They no-show that meeting. So I'm like, oh, shit. I definitely lost them. Whatever. Reach out to them. We're going email by email. They're slow to respond. Get them on a 3rd meeting. And they're actually on the meeting. Then pretty much what happens is I go for the close. They agree on the price. And then right after they agree on the price, I start saying this. I said the price. I'm like, yeah, so it's $1,200 or $3,000. I don't know exactly. I think it was around $1,200 or $3,000 or something around that. And pretty much at the time I said the price, and right after I said the price, I started saying, yeah, this is going to be so amazing. You're going to love it. And then started kind of qualifying right after I said the price, right? So imagine this. You're in a sales situation. You tell them the price. Hey, it's $1,200. Hey, it's $2,000. Hey, it's $3,000. And they pretty much agree. Like they were like, yeah, that's cool. And then I started going back and justifying it to them. I started saying, yeah, this is going to be so amazing. You're going to love this. Yeah, awesome, amazing. You're going to love this. This is going to be the best decision you ever made. Your gym's going to explode. The marketing, this, that, XYZ, right? And I'm sitting there at the time looking like a total dork, right? They agreed to the sale. They said, yes, I will pay that. And then I started going and saying, oh yeah, this is going to be amazing. This is, I've done this with so many other gyms. You're going to love it, etc. Right? At the time, I didn't know what I was doing, but pretty much I looked like a doofus. And I'm going to explain why in a moment. So pretty much on that call, they said yes. And then I said, I did that qualifying thing, I was like, yeah, this is gonna be amazing. And then they pushed me off even more, right? And then we didn't talk for a week after that. They like jumped off, they gave me an excuse, whatever. So then I called a spouse up. This is after like the second time. I called him twice. Third time, after like a week, call him up. I say, hey man, what's going on? Do you have any questions? This is gonna be amazing. I'm ready to get started. And he told me this. This is the advice that changed my perspective on sales, right? He said, have you seen the movie Moneyball, right? Pretty much in Moneyball, after Brad Pitt closed the deal, he just got up, after he got a yes, he got up and left. And in the scene, in the movie, they asked him, they're like, why did you just get up and leave after the person said yes to the deal? He said, the deal's done. After the yes, the deal is done. There's no more to be done. After that, it's just awesome. Okay. Yes. Collect cash, buy. Collect cash, buy. No more talking. They're sold. If they say yes, they've collected cash. So he told me this, and he was like that's not a good frame to be in when you're in sales if someone's mentoring you. But he told me this, and I'm like, oh crap, right? So pretty much they were unattracted by that. And I went back and I kind of rethought over it. I'm like, holy shit, that's an important lesson. And I just want to share that with you because this is probably one of the most important lessons that you're not going to get by just like watching a YouTube video or even this. Like you may listen to this and you may be like, oh my God, yeah, this may help me. But it most likely won't until you actually experience something like that or some sort of pain of not closing a deal. And then it goes through or it doesn't go through and you learn from it, right? But pretty much, he said, after you get a yes, just that's it. Nothing more happens after the yes other than collecting some digits on a screen, right? Don't burn your bridge. Do not burn your bridge. You look like a fucking idiot, first of all, right? And you're qualifying for something. You went through a 45-minute sales presentation. You build up their emotions. They're emotionally invested. They're invested in you. They're invested in the company, and they're invested in the solution. They're invested in those three things, right? You built that up. You did a great job. You asked them questions. They're invested. Tell them the price. Awesome. Let's do it. Now you go back and you start qualifying. You go back and you start saying, oh, yeah, this is going to be amazing. You look like an idiot. You look needy. You look desperate. You look like you're trying to push something that you know kind of deep down that isn't going to work. If you had true confidence in yourself and in your product and in everything that was going to happen, you would say, yeah, awesome. Just sign here. Cool. Done. Right? You don't need to qualify for things that you know you deserve. If you know you're helping the client, if you know you're providing a great solution, right, then you can kind of just lay it back a bit. And that's what happens in the client's mind because they're thinking, why is this guy qualifying so much? Why is he doing this? It may not be consciously, but subconsciously they're thinking that on some sort of level. They're like, what's going on here? Why is he doing this? Why is he doing this? Right? And it kind of gives them some sort of like gut feeling of maybe this isn't the right choice. And yeah, and then you don't close the deal. So lesson is after you say the price, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. After you say the price, do not qualify anymore. After you say the price, if there are objections to work around, you can work around those objections, but you're not going to do that by qualifying or after they say yes by qualifying. You're going to do that by staying laid back and by simply just collecting cash. So that's the story of how one of my clients pretty much, who's still a client actually, pretty much mentored me in a sense. I know that sounds a little bit weird, but they kind of mentored me. They gave me this advice that kind of changed my perspective. And I had that written down in my room. And I was like, it was like a bunch of lines basically saying, don't burn the bridge, don't burn the bridge, don't burn the bridge. After you get consent and after you get emotional investment, don't burn your own fucking bridge. So if you enjoyed the video, leave a thumbs up. I hope this insight kind of helped you and I hope you got value out of this.